Namaste everyone. We are most honored to welcome our chief guest, His Grace Madana-gopāla Dasaji. Born and raised in a pious Gujarati Hindu family in Kenya, he began his spiritual journey at a very young age, joining ISKCON Nairobi and taking up the sacred practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra at just 14 years old. For over 35 years, he has been deeply engaged in studying, practicing, and teaching the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, inspiring countless individuals across generations. After moving to the United States for higher education, he has harmoniously balanced a successful professional career in information technology with extensive devotional service. Initiated by His Holiness Saswarupa Dasa Goswami in 1999, he has since taken on numerous leadership roles within ISKCON. He currently serves as a temple director of ISKCON Parsippany, where a major temple project is underway, and contributes as a zonal supervisor, faculty member of the GBC College for Leadership, and co-director of ISKCON Communications for North America. He has also developed a Bhagavad Gita super simplified course, making the profound teachings of the Gita accessible to beginners worldwide through YouTube. A devoted family man, he and his wife have raised their son in a Krishna-conscious environment right here in the Lake Parsippany neighborhood, and he continues to guide and inspire many through his example and teachings. With great respect and gratitude, let us warmly welcome His Grace Madana-gopāla Dasaji.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Can you hear me? I think you can. What a wonderful sight this is. Children joyfully learning sacred verses. Parents encouraging them. Families coming together in this public space, not just to celebrate achievement, but to celebrate wisdom. That's important. In a world like ours, that is something deeply important. I love this tagline, Sanskara, Sanskriti, Sanskritam. Values. Literally, Sanskara means impressions. The impressions that our children get, they affect their future. Sanskara, sans means a deep impression. Kara means what we do. And that creates values. You do things even without knowing why you do them. That is value. And then what you speak, that's Sanskritam. So your sanskara will drive what you speak. And that will develop your culture, Sanskriti. And sans means doing something together. And we can only do this together. We're living in an age of incredible advancement. Age of smartphones, instant answers, social media, virtual worlds, and now artificial intelligence is just doing a big number on us. A child today can ask a device almost any question and get an answer in seconds. Technology can write, calculate, recommend, entertain, imitate. It can do more and more every year. But even in an age where machines can give answers, they still cannot tell us the most important things. What is the purpose of life? Why do I feel empty when everything looks fine? How do I handle failure? How do I control anger and jealousy and anxiety? How do I choose the right path when life gets complicated? How do I become a good human being? How do I build deep relationships that are meaningful? How do I connect with God? So artificial intelligence can give information, but it cannot give wisdom. It can imitate emotions, but it cannot purify the heart. It can process data, but it cannot teach us how to love. It can help us do things faster, but it cannot tell us what is truly worth doing. That is why in this AI age, spirituality is not less relevant. It is more relevant than before, because we now need to protect ourselves from the values that are being fed into the AI system. And if they're not our values, it's somebody else's values. And we think those are the right answers. They're not. It's garbage in, garbage out. That's how the system works. Because as the outer world becomes more powerful, the inner life must become deeper. As tools become smarter, human beings must become wiser. As distractions increase, purpose must become clearer. As technology becomes stronger, character must become even stronger. That's why learning Bhagavad Gita is so important. We're going to hear some verses from Gita and our different Puranas and Shlokas. The Gita is not just a book of ritual. It's not a book meant just for old age. And here our kids are going to prove that today. It's not something we keep respectfully on a shelf and open only during ceremonies. No. The Gita is a guide for life. We don't just memorize the Sanskrit. We understand it in our language. Understand what Krishna is trying to say. It teaches us who we are. It teaches us why we are even here. How to act, how to think, how to face problems, how to live with a higher purpose. How to become a better person. And above all, how to develop a meaningful and deep, real relationship with God, with Krishna. So the Gita begins in a place that is very symbolic, a battlefield. Why a battlefield? Because our life is a battlefield. Children face the battlefield of competition and comparison. From very young childhood, you'll see they're always comparing with each other. You can't help it. Teens face a battlefield of identity and peer pressure and insecurity and temptation. We've all gone through that. Those of you who are born in India are very fortunate. I didn't have that good fortune. But I really appreciate this because of organizations like what you are doing here. You know, even those of us who are born outside of India can learn to value this. College students, they face a battlefield of freedom and confusion and ambition. All of a sudden, so much freedom. Oh, you can drive a car now. And loneliness. And choices that's going to shape their future lives. And parents, they face a battlefield too of responsibility, stress, financing, protecting the family, and family values in a rapidly changing world. The Gita is spoken to Arjuna in a battlefield when he is very confused and overwhelmed. Arjuna is not weak. He's not lazy. He's not unintelligent. He's sincere, he's capable, he's responsible, yet he doesn't know. He doesn't know what is the right thing to do anymore. And this is all of us sometimes, isn't it? Krishna doesn't simply tell Arjuna to suppress his feelings or blindly follow his emotion. He gives him wisdom. He gives him perspective. He gives him identity. He gives him a sense of purpose, a higher vision. That's why the Gita is so essential for modern life. This Gita is a gift for a child. And what a gift. When we plant a seed or a tree early, its roots go deep. Then when the storms come, it can stand. In the same way, when spiritual values are planted early, then when the storms of life come later, those values keep the tree strong. And the storms are going to come. You think we're the only ones who are facing problems? Our children will face problems too. And we won't be able to help them. But we can help them now. That's why being here, beginning so young, is very powerful. When children learn these verses, these shlokas, and yes, they're developing a memory, focus, language, discipline, all that is wonderful. Those are only side effects, good side effects. But something deeper is happening. A sacred sound is entering the heart. See? Spiritual ideas are entering the mind. And a relationship with Krishna, with Sri Ram, with the Lord, is quietly beginning. At some point, we all have to cry out to God. Let that cry be properly guided. A child may not fully understand the verse today. That's okay. That's okay. Even then, the impressions, sanskara, the impressions are being made. The taste is being formed. The connection is being formed. Later on in life, those connections, those impressions become priceless. And that brings us to another important point. How does the Gita help in the teenage years? Teenage life can be wonderful, but it also can be quite turbulent. There's pressure to fit in, and especially when you're in a multicultural environment where your parents are different culture and the dominant culture is a little bit different, it can be a little confusing. There's pressure to look a certain way, there's pressure to be approved by others, pressure to succeed, and so on. And now because of the screens and social media, the pressure has become constant. In earlier times, the comparison might happen in school, but now it follows a child home, into the bedroom, into the dining table. They were taking pictures of their lunch and dinner, comparing everything, and into the mind. These are the years when questions become real, they're intense. Who am I really? Where do I belong? What makes me valuable? Why am I anxious, unhappy? Why do friendships change so much? The Gita speaks directly to all these struggles. Our Vedas, our scriptures, they speak about these. They teach self-mastery. Teach that happiness doesn't come from chasing every impulse. The consumeristic world teaches us that, but Gita tells us, no, slow down, buddy. This is not going to make you happy. You're running into a wall with your high-speed car. The Gita teaches that a person must learn to guide the mind and not be dragged around by it. Dignity, steadiness, and strength of the inner heart. For a teenager, having this, it's life-changing. So Gita teaches us, don't base your worth on the opinions of others. Otherwise, we'll be really in bad shape. Don't be controlled by your temporary emotions. Don't waste your life chasing things that are going to be empty in the end. Live with character, live with purpose, live with higher intelligence. The question is, what values will I keep? What pressures will I give into? This is where Gita becomes very, very practical. So to all the children here, what you're learning matters. That's right. These verses are treasures. Even if you don't understand everything now, keep going. It's okay. It's cool. It's colorful. And it's fun because you're doing it with your friends. You are building something inside yourself that will help you for the rest of your life. To all the parents, your effort matters. Yes. Thank you for doing this for your children. Not all the parents are doing this. But if enough of you do it, that's good for society. In the rush of modern life, my dear parents, to bring children towards spiritual wisdom is one of the greatest acts of love that you can do. And to everyone here, please don't think that these shlokas, these Vedas, this Bhagavad Gita is only for a certain stage of life. Don't think I will take this seriously later when I'm old. Or maybe after school is over, maybe after my career is kind of settled down, or maybe after I retire, No. Life does not become easier by postponing wisdom. Cultivate wisdom now. We need now this wisdom. Children need it now. Teens need it now. College students need it now. And parents need it now. I know, I have a son in college. He's 23 years old, in second year medical school. It's not easy. But he's learned a lot of this. He gives classes on the Gita. And he's found a lot of strength and wisdom. And I hope that all your children can do that. So the earlier we begin, the stronger the foundation. And the stronger the foundation, the steadier your life. Because you know what? Life will have ups and downs. So I'm going to close with this. We are raising children in a world that can teach them how to click and swipe and search and perform and compete and consume. But who will teach them how to live? Who will teach them how to be peaceful? Who will teach them how to be good? Who will teach them how to stand strong when the world pulls them in every direction? Who will teach them that beyond success, there is significance? That beyond achievement, there is character. And beyond information, there is wisdom. And beyond everything else, there is Bhagavan, Shri Krishna, Shri Ram. That is why the Gita matters. That is why these Puranas matter. That is why our Vedas matter. Not because they're old, but because they're timeless. Not because it is ritual, but because it is reality. Not because it helps us escape life, but because it teaches us how to live life with purpose, with dignity, with love, selflessness, and spiritual depth. So let this not be only a celebration of memory that we watch on our cameras. Let it be a celebration of awakening for all of us, not just for the kids. We all have to open our eyes. This is for all of us. Let us be the beginning of children growing into thoughtful teens. Thoughtful teens growing into grounded college students. And grounded young adults growing into compassionate parents and wise leaders. Let it all be centered on a living, loving relationship with Krishna, with God. In an age of artificial intelligence, may we not lose real intelligence. In the age of endless connection, may we not lose our deepest connection. In the age of noise, may we hear the eternal truths. In an age of confusion, may the Gita and the Vedas become our guiding light. It is said that culture is only one generation deep. After that is gone. Let the next generation be strong so they can continue it. Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madana-gopāla ji, for your warm and inspiring words. Now it's time for our first performance. Nrutyam Bhagavata Archanam. Dance is devotion.